Bit of a drunk scoreline today, Phil. You don't often see a 5-3. Can you sum up what you've just seen?
Yeah, I think it was one of those where we just said again in the change room. At the end of the day, it's job done. 3 points in all 3 points in the league, but plenty to work on in the sense of understanding that when you're 4-1 up at half time, it's more about just keeping the ball, keeping possession rather than trying to force it. I think we got into that habit of trying to look for the 5th, 6th, 7th when we didn't need to, when it wasn't on. And then it just allowed them to go on the counter attack. And what I want to do say about Newcastle is they kept going. And we said before they were going to keep going, they were going to keep working, they were going to keep pressing, they were going to keep trying, and they did. And our girls need to be a bit more awake to that fact. I think, obviously Evie stepped in goal for us. We've had no natural goalkeeper today, which didn't help the situation, but it's a good learning curve for the girls in understanding the game management when it's 4-1 up and knowing how to deal with it second half.
A good result nonetheless. Looking at the forward line, the final third, it seems to be clicking, which maybe earlier in the season was a bit of a problem, that it wasn't gelling as well as you'd want to. What have you made of the attacking quality?
I think it's obviously with anyone that comes to a football club like Taylor and Eve's obviously come back from injury, it takes time. It's not going to come straight away. Understanding the styles of play, understanding how we want to play, getting the link up with the two up top, for example, in the 3-5-2 when we get to play that. It's taken time to gel at training and in games, and they're starting to build that nice pattern. So one will drop, get on the ball, allow it to play to wing back and link us in. Again, I think on another day we've had the opportunity to score far more today. Liv's done really well in goal for them, and they've defended well at times too. But like you say, you've got to look at the positive aspects of they have started to link together a bit more, and you've got that abundance of strikers that you can bring on from the bench as well as start. And you've got another 5 goals in a league game today.
Is there any one player or two players in particular that really changed the game today?
Difficult one, really. I think when we freshened it up second half and we made the triple sub, I think that helped just bring a little bit more in. I think we were getting a bit tired, and again, when it's 4-1, 4-2, at that point it can be difficult to lift yourself. I think sometimes you get a bit too comfy. I'd say when it's hard because I don't think there's any one player that you'd look at and think has stood out, and that's not a dig at them. I think it's just that game where they've had to battle through and see it out. So I think the ones that have come on have done a fair job, and the ones that have then played the 90 minutes have managed to see the result through in the end.
Well, every game seems to give you something new to work on. What is this game showing to you today that you need to look at training? Yeah,
so I think again it's just getting the fundamentals of the game management when the score is 4-1 at half time, and I keep touching on that because that is an important thing. It's totally different than if it's 0-0 or 1-0. The 2-1 way, it's a lot closer. You've got to understand that at 4-1, that next goal, if they get it and Newcastle got it to make it 4-2, it brings them back into the game. So you've got to be able to eliminate any issues or any potential problems with that, and not give a team a sniff back into it. And then thankfully Taylor scores the penalty to make it 5-3. So I think we need to look and understand game management a bit more, but still, can we be a bit sharper when we have got the ball? Can we be braver when the goalkeeper's got the ball or the centre backs have got the ball? Can we show, and the other's got to show around it? So it's just keep working on those patterns.
Anyway, nice one today, Phil. Thank you very much.
Mate, nice.